Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. If you want to achieve anything of value and meaning in life, then you've got to be consistent. Tony Robbins said, if we want to direct our lives, we must take control of our consistent actions. It's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives, but what we do consistently. Now, I know a lot of times we have limitations, but limitations are imaginary, my friend. Let's become relentlessly consistent with your health habits. Stay tuned. Hey there, my friend. Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, The Power of Possibility, Passion, and Purpose. And I want to thank you for tuning in. Go ahead, ask yourself, when it comes to your fitness and your health, give yourself a rating from 1 to 10. How consistent have you been? Have you been giving it consistent attention, energy, time? No judgment here. I can't even hear you, whatever you're saying out loud. A few years back, I was at a 1. I mean, I wanted to get in shape, but I took zero action, with the exception, I shouldn't say zero action. I got out to walk the dogs, maybe at the dog park. And we're talking like a leisurely walk, or maybe down in some wooded areas, but it was a leisurely walk. But that was my exercise. But go ahead, rate your consistency currently where you're at. And you can change them. You can definitely change that after you listen to, or perhaps you're watching this podcast. Speaking of podcasts, I do want to thank you for tuning in, whether this is your first time or you're a regular listener. And thanks so much for being here. If you are listening through your podcast app, it would be super crazy cool if you dropped in, left an honest rating and review. That helps others discover the show. And if you're tuning in on YouTube there, watching that video version, please be awesome. Be a friend. Smash that subscribe and notifications button so that you don't miss a show. And it'd be super crazy cool if you dropped in, gave a nice thumbs up on any episode that you think is awesome, and dropped in a comment. I do go back and respond to those. So you absolutely rock, my friend. Today I'm going to share with you several ways to increase that number, that rating of what you just came. I mean, if you have a high rating, way cool. You know, these tips will help you increase that as well. If your rating is kind of like mine was, how to at least get that number that's kind of in the basement and maybe get it on the first, second, third floor that way. So this podcast is going to help you. You're going to totally benefit. You'll totally benefit. So say this. You can say this out loud. If you don't feel too weird if people are around you, but say, this is me. Well, you can say it to yourself. Say, this is me out loud. If you have tried diet after diet or exercise program after exercise program, and you just can't seem to stay committed to anything, and there must be another way, but you're not sure what it is, or you've just been taking it as this, wing it as you go approach. You maybe start making some changes as you go, and then you somehow resort to your old ways, and those healthy habits that you started to develop seem to be nowhere to be found, right? Or you're maybe just in a constant battle with your body, or you're tired. You're really tired of restrictive meal plans and crazy exercise programs or plans that you never can seem to stick to. Or say, this is me. If you want to do big things with your life, but you keep putting them on hold because you just don't have the time, the confidence, the energy, or, even you're just not in shape to go after them. Or say, this is me. If you know you need to be healthier and get in shape, but you just need to get your mind right and find a process to help you take action. Which one of those resonated with you? Which ones of those did you say, this is me? Maybe you related. Maybe you might even have to back up and rewind a little bit of this podcast. Kind of went through them a little bit fast. But I've spent a lot of time with people, different fitness levels, different ability levels, different places on their health and fitness journey, their own set of challenges. For some people, you know what? They love that feeling. They've got that connection between exercise and the benefits it gives you. That feeling of being fit, those all those benefits and that energy that you get, and then and creating those lasting habits to live healthy, happy, fulfilled. And then there's other people who just struggle to get into a groove and find themselves on the exercise and diet roller coaster year after year, and it drains your energy. I mean, I was on that roller coaster a lot way back when. So I'm going to give you some simple, doable actions in a bit. This next list, you might want to jot some of these things down. I know some of you are probably just listening in the car and maybe just taking a mental note, but I think it's good to take note of the habits of people who are consistent with their health and fitness, because success leaves clues, right? And so once again, it's really easy to create a story behind it, but just remember, limitations are imaginary. You're making them up in your head as you go. You can change things. It might be hard. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but you can change. Now, people who are consistent with their health habits, they know their deep reason why they want to get fit and in shape. It's not just to lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 50 pounds. There's something that it's going to enable them to do and impact something in their life or impact others. Or maybe they're they're afraid of what will happen if they don't make changes. They know that deep why. They use visualization. They visualize going through the process and what it's like, and going through the intention of where they're going to be, what it will be like when they have those results, as if those results have already happened. They don't rely on guesswork. And that was a challenge for me at first, because I was determined. And I was creating my own limitations. I was determined to do my own thing, not something that was proven. It was like, no, I've got this. I've got my own thing. But literally, I set myself up to fail year after year after year. I ended up doing two things. First, I decided to take responsibility for my own actions. Stop blaming other things. Stop looking for a quick fix. And then I found a plan that I could use. Took the guesswork out. I could progress day after day. It wasn't easy to start, but I had my deep reason why, and I kept going. And that having a simple plan where you don't have to overthink it, that simplified everything for me. I could track my progress and even my nutrition. And speaking of tracking, there's a wide range of apps out there to help you stay on track with your eating, your water, your exercise performance, lots of stuff. It's just using that data to propel yourself forward, not to look at the data and say, oh, I'm going to ignore it because I didn't do that today. Yeah, I'm talking to you, right? Successfully consistent people work on mindset. They work on their mindset, their powerful mindset. As a matter of fact, I think working on powerful mindset first is like the ultimate thing, especially with visualization, affirmations, journaling. They read, be a reader. Not necessarily fiction stuff, or it could be fiction stuff, but something that's going to empower you, teach you, uplift you, motivate you to move forward. People who are consistent, they want to move. They want to explore. They want to challenge themselves. Taking something as simple as taking the stairs instead of an escalator. Challenge yourself. Do things to step out of your comfort zone once in a while, right? Get comfortable being uncomfortable. That helps your self-esteem and your confidence soar off the charts. People who are successful at being consistent, they set SMART goals. And you've probably heard this before, where it's simple, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. But what I love about that is simple. I love it. You can measure it. Did it show up? Didn't you? What are you doing? Achievable, making sure that it's something that could achieve. Otherwise, if it's not, it's probably not. That's where my friend Judy was always focusing on the next 2 pounds. Realistic. I think that kind of goes with it. A lot of times, is it realistic for your body and as an ask for yourself to do that sort of thing? I've seen some people be so out of shape in their late 40s and say, I'm going to go for bodybuilding. And while that might have not seemed realistic at the time, they didn't let those limitations stop them. Next thing you know, They've trained for maybe a few months, maybe a few years, and they're in a show, all with a spray tan and looking ripped. Now, people often fail because the goals that they set for themselves are just too hard. Make it easy. Make these small, doable goals. Maybe the big goal is 150 pounds or 200 pounds, like my friend Judy. But don't make it all or nothing. Set yourself up for all these constant successes. Start small, build on the progress. Okay, that applies to dieting, exercise. Can apply to a lot of things in life, right? I've even seen, I've seen people struggle when they choose diets that cut out key food groups. They might get results right away, but when they go back into eating, things that they want or desire or whatever it is, it bounces right back. It's kind of that balance thing, or things that are greatly reduced in calories. A lot of times the frustration is the ricochet backwards. People who are successful at being consistent, they see the big picture. It kind of ties in to your why. It's not about the six-pack abs. It's not about looking great on the beach. It's not about looking awesome at your reunion or your wedding, or maybe great for a wedding. But while some of those things, maybe there's some vanity stuff to it, it's about a sustainable, healthy lifestyle. And that was the goal, and the big aha for me was like, can I make this sustainable? I can do some things, but once I get there, is it something I can continue with, because I don't want to ricochet backwards. And so I know that's a fear for a lot of people, where they're so afraid of ricocheting backwards that they won't even start to begin with. It's like always just looking for the sustainable plan. People who achieve consistent success in this area, they understand that good health, it comes down to many, many things. Managing your stress, getting good sleep, healthy relationships, drinking lots and lots and lots of water, positive self-esteem, balance with your eating, getting out in nature for walks, laughing, having fun. And they get support. That's another one. They realize they get support. Everybody needs a boost, a little bit of motivation, something to help you maintain that consistency, somebody to help you see maybe gaps or places where you could improve. And that could be hiring a coach. It could be hiring a personal trainer or a nutritionist or a life coach. All these things, of course, cost money, but usually, people will tell you, well, is it really expensive? What about the price of your health? Or, all of a sudden you're paying for medical bills because you didn't take care of yourself. I know. A lot of times people just ignore that thing. They would rather do the quick fix and the medicine sort of thing. But that's what I meant earlier when I talked about taking responsibility. So they invest. I even invest in coaching and training, because we all just need a little help sometimes. And you simply, a lot of times you let yourself off the hook, and you won't push yourself as hard as you do when somebody else is in your corner, right there with you. So participating in groups. I run virtual groups online so we can support each other. Having an exercise buddy will work too. Here's some tips. There's some powerful tips, simple tips to make exercising or make being consistent easier. Not just exercise, but it could boil down to your nutrition too. With exercise, do shorter workouts. 10 minutes a day. My buddy Dan lost 40 pounds over a year, just did 10 minutes a day. Followed a specific routine, and it varied from day to day, but he followed a specific plan. So do that. Start small. Small steps equals long-term success because you keep moving progress forward. You don't take time off. You don't stop being consistent. You just keep going. Push through the rough times. Life happens. Storms come, never at a convenient time, right? But you got to ride that storm out. I got you. You're singing that song in your head, aren't you? But you've got to just keep going when that happens. Might you have an off day? Sure. But that doesn't mean have an off week. Ditch that all or nothing thinking. So don't be thinking, gosh, I'm going for 100% consistency, because you're going to beat yourself up and most likely quit. Make use of accountability accountability systems like a buddy or a tracker, or sign up for a challenge like could be like a mud run or a marathon, half marathon, 5K, warrior dash, certain things like that. Be addicted to the process. Make it a ritual. Put yourself first and schedule you into your calendar, and love the journey. Remember, it's more important to create the habit first than it is to actually see the results. I know that's hard to get your mind around, but it's true. Develop the consistent habits first. The biggest mistake people make that I often see is they just don't make their health priority number one. They just go about their day, what's on my to-do list, and man, they kind of lose themselves in the day, and they've got this great intention of working out and being healthy, but it gets put off to the next day and to the next day and the next week and the next month and the next year. You got to schedule it in, just like it's an appointment with your investor, whatever a person is going to invest your money, whatever it is. It's priority you time. And post it all over the house. Reminders, that why of why you're wanting to get in shape, inspiration, goals. Maybe it's an outfit like my friend Carol did. She did a wildlife rescue, and she had a raccoon shirt that she really, really wanted, bought it one size too small. So she had to work at it to get herself in there. She put it up on the wall and said, I'm working toward that, and I'm going to earn that t-shirt in the next month. And she did. Reward yourself. Constant rewards. Make it non-food. And it could be something simple. Like I think last week I told you about my friend Judy, where she was 2 pounds at a time, and she colored in a little flower on a hippie van till that flower, for every 2 pounds that she lost. And eventually now she's got a work of art that she can frame it on her wall. But it could be celebrating that you had more reps. You could do more reps, or you have less aches, whatever it is. And fueling that mindset is so key in building belief that you can, and challenging those excuses and those limiting beliefs, using gratitude and affirmations and visualization each day. I've got a download that you're welcome to have it, morningsuccesshabits.com, that goes through my little checklist of habits, daily habits, and a routine that you can create, pick and choose your own, that a lot of it's built on mindset. So here's to being relentlessly consistent at your exercise and your health plan, and crushing the goals no matter what season of life you're in. All you got to do is decide and commit. That's it. Then take action and go. If you start saying to yourself, yeah, but, then you start coming up with reasons why it won't work for you, and then why it isn't strong. It boils down to that why of yours isn't strong enough. So you got to dig deep. Why do you want to get in shape? Why do you want to lose the weight? Why do you want to get stronger? Why do you want to train for a competition? It's got to be a really, really strong why that pulls at you every single day. This is a process. It's worth doing. There's so many opportunities in life that open up when you feel happy, fit, healthy, fulfilled. And I guess just get ready to feel younger, my friend, when you start to put these into practice. Reach out to me, Perry at putyourselffirst.com, with any questions that you might have about food, fitness, even more ideas to achieve your health goal. I help people remove obstacles and barriers that often get in the way. And if you'd like more motivation, support, tips, strategies, coaching, join my Upside Down Fitness community. We're a fun group of people striving to make healthier habits in this awesome chapter of life. 52 weeks of free coaching we do in there. I promise you'll love it. You can head over to upsidedownfit.com and get all the details there. That's all I have for this week. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. Please share, subscribe, get in your podcast app, leave an honest rating and review. That will help other people find the show and discover the show. And I think the universe will kick you some major positive vibes. And if you're over on YouTube, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notifications bell so that you get notified each time a new show drops. You absolutely rock, my friend. That's all I have for this week. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.